know what it is. I don't want to do it, but this is one that I put on because I've heard people talk about it. I always want to see it, and it didn't really disappoint. I liked it. And we're gonna get into Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan.
But you want to start it off, Kross LePage, with the general premise of Leviathan. I have to write it on the board.
So Leviathan. To me, it's a good movie. I just watched it. I watched it again last night. It's definitely underrated. It's for surely a really good movie. It has a lot of like movies at that time kind of mixed into it, but it's like its own movie.
It's very reminiscent of Alien, The Thing,
and Abyss,
and a little bit of Jaws as well. But yes, Abyss is another one like it. But Jaws specifically because it's the same writer as Jaws.
Oh, I didn't know.
Which is kind of funny. Yeah, that's a Dylan Gatton fact. That's all I know.
Yeah, he knows his movies. He knows. That's a fact.
He knows stuff.
He knows stuff.
And Dylan we trust. But this movie was kind of fun. But yeah, the writer of Jaws wrote this, and apparently he was needing money. So he was like, I don't know, let's do Jaws, but like different, and we'll mix in some other movies, and we'll make it a mutant instead of a regular shark. And it's different enough, I would say. I like this movie, and it's a good build-up. So let's talk about the setup. It's this mining operation, underwater, futuristic mining operation, and they're mining silver.
I think they're taking over for somebody.
They said that there was maybe another crew. I don't know. I don't think that's important though. They're down there mining the silver, and there's a big corporation. Meg Foster is the person that we see who's sort of in charge and telling Peter Weller, who's the leader of the crew, because he's a geologist, and this is a mining operation. But yeah, the suits are really cool that they use to get the minerals because they have to wear these pressurized suits. And that delivers the first scare of the movie. Before you get any inkling of monsters or whatever, you got this character, Jesus, who he is wearing the suit, and they're almost at the ship. They almost get home. But it's starting to feel the pressure of the water, and the machine, his suit starts to bust. But, that's the first scare, and of course he ends up being okay, but it was kind of exciting first little bit before we even get to the monster or anything. I didn't mind that at all. And there's another non-monster related scare at the end with the shark. An actual shark shows up, which I thought was super funny. But it was also kind of like, oh my god, a shark out of nowhere. Yeah. And the ending is so dope also. I fucking love the ending. I'm not going to ruin it more than I already have. Yeah. But it was great. And
I was just about to.
It's okay. I gotcha. But yeah, the monster, the reason it's like the Thing is because it kills people and then it takes their form sort of as a part of them. Yeah. So it's sort of like the Thing in that way. And their like faces are on like the back of it. It's like a sea monster type creature. But yeah, it's very, very cool looking, great creature effects. Stan Winston, who did Pumpkinhead, and I think he did Iron Man. Like, he's had a good career because he just does effects so fucking well. And he's also directed. He also directed Pumpkinhead, but I don't think he did not direct this though.
I didn't know he did Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, he did the effects and he directed it. Pumpkinhead was good. We reviewed it not that long ago. But Leviathan, I'm looking up on IMDb right now. Let's see. There it is, 1989. There's a 2014 one. I wonder if it's a remake or just a different film with the same title. But yeah, because they should do more of that. They should remake movies that just weren't like received well. Because this wasn't received well, but it's good. And it wasn't received well because of the similarities to other films. People just dismissed it as an Alien ripoff, basically.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, I can see why, but there's more to it. And it really does grow on the rest of the story enough to make it interesting in its own right. But Peter Weller is Stephen Beck, and like as soon as I saw him, I was like, he's in shit. I can't name the shit that he's in, but he's in shit. Yeah, he's like a well-known actor to a certain extent. Daniel Stern we talked about, who was in Home Alone. He plays a character called Six Pack. He's sort of like the asshole in the group. Pranking people, putting sea crabs into people's fucking suits and shit.
Yeah.
But as Richard Crenna, Amanda Pace, Ernie Hudson's one of the notable ones, of course, one of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And G.P. Cobb, Hector Elizondo. I feel like I've seen that guy in other stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good actors up in there.
And Meg Foster's and stuff too, obviously. She's Miss Martin. I thought that she was Kirstie Alley at first, but then I looked it up and it's not her. But she looks like Kirstie Alley in this film. I swear to God. Kirstie Alley is in Cheers, the woman who takes over for Shelley Long.
Oh, because
She looks kind of like her, hey?
She's totally good. I thought that was her.
Right? Yeah, totally thought it was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known if I didn't look.
The chair, right?
Yeah. The whole time he's talking to her on the monitor. Yeah, exactly. And she's a fucking bitch. And honestly, that's one thing. I don't think this spoils anything, even though it's near the end of the film. She doesn't get enough comeuppance because she's clearly the worst.
Yeah.
But all she does is get slapped. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe other stuff happens,
Yeah.
but like we don't get told about it. It's like she should go to prison or something. But anyways,
Yeah, she kind of. Yeah.
she does bad things. Again, I don't want to ruin too much, but but leave it a little open ended. But yeah. See, if you like this movie, you like Deep Rising.
Yeah.
The other movie's called Leviathan, Deep Star 6. There's a bunch of movies that are kind of like this.
Another movie called Leviathan.
And there's Mimic, like you said, right?
No, what was the other one I said there? Abyss.
Abyss, right. Whoops.
Mimic is probably one too. Mimic. Well, no, not really. I think Mimic is. Oh no, I'm thinking of Species.
No, yeah, we're getting our movies mixed up.
Yeah.
Box office return on this, though. It didn't really have a box office, I don't think, because it was in a TV movie. But it made money, so maybe it did have a small theater release, perhaps. I don't know. But box budget was $25 million, and it was a gross for $15 million. So it was sort of a bomb. Yeah, it's not great. $15 million on a $25 million budget. So they lost like $10 million. Yeah. Too bad. It's good. Maybe they've made that back since, though. It's possible. A lot of movies have done that. Like Waterworld has now made back its money, even though it's one of the notorious box office bombs of all time.
Waterworld?
Waterworld.
Oh.
With Kevin Costner.
Wow, I didn't know.
It's one of the most famous
And they
box
just had a
office.
whole freaking theme park with it. And
They had
Universal.
It was just such a crazy bomb, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now people sort of look at it as a cult classic. I reviewed it once. It's not good, but I like when he throws the girl off the boat. Okay.
Yeah.
That part is funny. But Leviathan, what else we gotta say about this? The monster's cool. Oh yeah, there's some shit that was dumb that I have to talk about. So, Ernie Hudson, there's a part where there's another reason why this is different and kind of cool though. That it starts off as a disease.
Yeah.
It's a little different. So, and then the disease turns you into the monster, and then it makes you kill other people and absorb them into the one unit of the monster, if that makes sense.
Now, was it from what they found?
Yes, there's a Russian ship that they go in, and Dan Stern takes like a box of a bunch of shit out of it because there's like booze and a bunch of other valuables in it. But it gives him the disease. But I think it's because specifically he drinks the vodka, they explain.
Yeah.
Although it's a little weird too, because it's like, how do you know that it was the vodka for sure?
Yeah, they made it seem like.
But like he's a doctor though, so you listen to the doctor. Yeah. And so Daniel Stern gets sick first, and he's in quarantine. They don't know anything about this disease. It's a brand new disease, right? But what does Ernie Hudson do? Just goes in and walks into the fucking room and it's like, oh, hey, dude, are you okay? I would fucking be so far away from that room. I would never do that ever. That's so stupid to me.
Yeah.
So that was one of my main problems with this. Another thing that was stupid is there's a part where the doc I forget her name, but like the main female who lasts the longest in this movie, and who's the other guy? Oh, there's another guy waiting. I think it's Ernie Hudson, and the Doc's like going out to go get some supplies or something, and they're just like, Doc, you should bring something for protection, and he just stares at him and walks out. It's like, but wouldn't he say something, or wouldn't they be like, why didn't you say anything, or would not let him leave because there's a fucking alien on the way?
So we'd just be weirded out.
So that was weird, but the reason that part happens is so he can go be a dick and release the escape pods and basically condemn them, because he thinks that if this gets up there, everyone's fucked, which you can kind of understand the reasoning. But that part was done a little weird with how he left the room. Anyways, I think those are the main things that I want to talk about, actually. So we're on good. We're good. We're on track.
We're on track. I was just trying to think of things, but I pretty.
Do you have anything else to add?
I thought on the beginning of it was like the build up, the first kind of, but then I remembered I had it paused.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of build up, and the monster doesn't come in to like the 45-minute mark about ish.
I mean,
but that's okay, and that's very reminiscent of Alien, and that is like the build up, and it's good dialogue. You get to know the characters. I don't know. I think this movie, other than the couple nitpicks that I mentioned, although the one made me angrier with Ernie Hudson going into the room, made me the most angry probably.
Yeah,
that
was kind of stupid.
I was like, why? He's sick with an unknown disease.
For me it was when they were like, we just gotta tell them like what happens if they ask about him, and they're like, we just don't say anything or something like that, because like he was already dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I shouldn't say that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Well, I think we got away with it.
Yeah.
But I am, I think, going to end the review if you're ready to end the review.
Oh, yeah, man.
Okay. Unless, like, if you got more to say, we can keep going.
No, that was probably good. Like, it's a really, I like how,
this was
especially
good.
for
The effects are great. The
yeah.
effects are so fucking good. Stan Winston, I didn't even know about until a little bit ago also, and Pumpkinhead. Possibly my favorite creature that I've ever seen. And this creature is also great. But yeah, it's a little bit reminiscent of the thing.
Totally.
More than a little bit, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it... This is good. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. It was
nice.
It was decent. There's a few problems, but like I said, super awesome ending. Wow. Very good ending. But anyway, I'm going to put on a beat, and then we're going to start rapping soon. We're going to be rapping and making it happen.
Making it happen.
But in the meantime, here is some sort of animal from Turn Up Music SK while I show the review rating to the public.
I also give it a 7.
You give it a 7? I give it a 7.5. Leviathan.
Leviathan.
7.5 out of 10 dogs.
Oh,
Yes, quite good.
7.
I recommend it. It's on Tubi. If you want to watch Van Helsing, I don't know where it's streaming. I watched it on a DVD, but you could maybe find it. I do not know.
Or jacket.
But or jacket. No, don't condone that. Leviathan. 7.5 out of 10 dogs. Hell yeah. That's it. Boom.